Bill O'Reilly here, Wednesday, December 7th, 2022. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Here's what's happening today in America. Democrats have another senator as Warnock defeats Walker. The Trump Organization found guilty of fraud in New York. Walmart closes more stores because of violent crime. Anti-Semitism on the rise in New York City. And Amazon reveals the most popular presents this Christmas season. Also, reparations for African Americans coming closer. But first, Democrats now control the Senate 51-49 after Raphael Warnock easily defeated Herschel Walker in Georgia yesterday. The result was not a surprise. I estimate that Walker lost because about 5% of the evangelical vote stayed home in Georgia. The Trump Organization was found guilty of criminal tax fraud. The business was convicted on 15 counts, including falsifying financial records, conspiracy to defraud, and other crimes. Company will be sentenced on June 13th. The organization could face criminal penalties of $1.6 million in back taxes. Neither Donald Trump nor any member of his family were charged in the case. Walmart CEO Doug McMillon says the company will likely raise prices and close stores because of crime. Said the executive, quote, "Theft is a major issue right now. If local law enforcement doesn't correct this, prices will be higher and more stores will close," unquote. Anti-Semitic hate crimes in New York City more than doubling compared to the same time last year. At least 45 Jewish people were targeted across the 5 boroughs compared to 20 last November. Most assaults occurred in Brooklyn. The NYPD beefing up security after 2 men were arrested at Penn Station with pistols and maps of local Jewish facilities. Pretty frightening there. Amazon revealing the most popular Christmas gifts this year. They are wireless phone chargers, portable hand warmers, indoor slippers, waffle makers, wine glasses, the air fryer, luxury towels, and the number one gift this year, noise-canceling headphones. In a moment, some government spending or want to on reparations. Right back with that.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention Marines, military personnel, families, and contractors who were stationed at Camp Lejeune. Were you present at Camp Lejeune between August 1953 and December of 1987? You may be entitled to significant compensation. For nearly 34 years, those in the Marine Corps' base Camp Lejeune were exposed to contaminated drinking water, resulting in devastating injuries, including several forms of cancer, adverse birth outcomes, Parkinson's disease, and more. North Carolina's procedural laws have prevented victims from getting the justice they deserve, but passage of the Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2022 would allow you or a loved one to file lawsuit seeking compensation for illnesses and injuries linked to the toxic water. Call today for your free consultation. 800-484-3231. Let our experienced attorneys fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call 800-484-3231. That's 800-484-3231. Again, 800-484-3231.
Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. Reparations for slavery and for Native Americans. Injustice. That is a topic in America. And social justice is a supreme tenet of the progressive left. So, some people want direct payments to those groups who have been harmed in the past. If you step back and think about it, almost every group has been harmed in the past, but this is done on a racial basis. Now, a poll by the University of Massachusetts says 62% of Americans oppose reparations payments, 62%. But California is going ahead anyway. The total population of California, 39 million. 6.5% are African Americans. That's roughly 2.5 million. since the Great Society was unveiled in 1964 by Lyndon Johnson. California has spent between $80 and $100 billion on entitlement payments. That's $4.4 trillion over the last 60 years, much of that money going to the African American community. Not enough. A report in California says that the legislature is getting ready to put forth a bill that would pay African Americans and some Native Americans in California, ready? $223,000 a person. That would come from Sacramento to your mailbox. But all other taxpayers are excluded from that money except African Americans and Native Americans. So is that fair to have contemporary people, working people, pay for past sins? Well, California apparently thinks it is. Now, the reasoning behind this is that the money would offset decades of racial inequity in housing, education, prison, on and on and on and on. The total cost of the state of California, $560 billion, which of course the state does not have. So taxes would have to go up. Governor Newsom, of course, on board with it, and certainly this bill will be voted on soon. But Providence, Rhode Island is way ahead of California. There, the city council and mayor are close to passing a bill that would pay African Americans in the city of Providence direct reparations. Now, it's a little sleight of hand because the people of Rhode Island and the people of Providence aren't paying the reparations. We are. American taxpayers are. Because Providence is using COVID money sent to it by the federal government, which it did not spend. That's what's going to be paid out to African Americans and Native Americans if this thing passes. What do you think? Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com. I am Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. If you'd like more honest news analysis, please visit BillO'Reilly.com. And please check out my new book, Killing the Legends. Perfect holiday gift. In a moment, something you might not know. Inflation at its highest level in 40 years and interest rates are skyrocketing, as you know. Market experts like Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, predicting recession. So to protect your future, do what I did. Call the only precious metal dealers I trust, American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. You can get started with a short phone call. They will place physical gold and silver right at your door or inside your IRA or 401k. They are the highest rated firm in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and thousands of satisfied clients. Please tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they'll give you up to $2,500 of free silver on your first order. Don't wait. You can call them now. 877-444-GOLD. 877-444-GOLD. Or text GOLD to 65532. Again, 877-444-GOLD or text GOLD to 65532. Now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. 81 years ago today, the Empire of Japan launched a devastating assault against American forces in Hawaii. The surprise attack thrust the nation into a global conflict that would result in the deaths of 80 million people. Here is the story of Pearl Harbor. In July 1941, Washington enacted a strict oil embargo against Japan to slow the brutal empire which was trying to take over Eastern Asia. As negotiations broke down, advisors warned President Roosevelt of a potential military strike against the USA. Officials in the State Department and War Department believed an armed conflict with Japan was inevitable unless a peace agreement could be reached. With Japan's oil reserves dwindling, the emperor decided to act. Early in the morning of December 7th, today, radar operators reported a large group of aircraft heading toward Hawaii. A fleet of B-17s on the American side were expected to arrive before noon. They did not, and the military sounded no alarm. 1 hour later, a Japanese dive bomber bearing the emblem of the rising sun of Japan descended from the clouds above Oahu. 400 planes closely followed. 90 minutes later, 2,500 Americans were dead, 800 wounded, 4 battleships sunk, 5 severely damaged, 9 cruisers rendered inoperable. 200 planes were destroyed. The following day, FDR addressed the nation, referring to the surprise assault as a date that will live in infamy. After the speech, Congress approved a resolution of war between the U.S. and Japan. 3 days later, Nazi Germany, an ally of Japan, declared war against the USA. Now, our country had officially entered World War II. And here's something else you might not know. The Pacific theater of World War II ranks as one of the most destructive events in human history. 115,000 Americans would perish, another 250,000 wounded. Between 1940 and 45, more than 30 million people were killed across Asia and the Pacific Ocean, including 26 million civilians. Back after this.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-925-7584 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-925-7584. That's 800-925-7584. What do you have to lose? Call 800-925-7584. Again, 800-925-7584.
Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.